This time around, we're gonna go ahead and just talk about, just a couple things like this. Right now, we're talking about how Seth and Jane Roberts, I got their quotes loaded up, and we're just gonna go over some of them. I got the screen hooked up, and we'll just go through and talk about some of them. So the first one is suffering is not good for the soul unless it teaches you how to stop suffering. That is its purpose. Huge. Like, why would we want to walk around this planet suffering? That's what they tell us when we first get here. Is like, we're made to suffer, born to just, suffer, and that suffering is a part of life. I think that's even part of like the Buddhist teachings and all that, which is true. But at the same time, we want to relieve ourselves of that suffering because there's no need once you realize that you create form through your thought and that your emotions are your guideline. You're automatically put in a better place. And I'm not saying that everything has to be perfect all the time for you to feel that. We understand that we're on earth, and it doesn't always look perfect, but you can feel perfect, based on your focus. What are you focusing on? What are you caring about? What are you giving your beautiful, beloved attention to? Because that attention is what can give life or growth. It's up to you. So let's keep going. The next one, consciousness creates form. It's not the other way around. Huge. It's everything. Consciousness creates forms. It's literally the antithesis to matter. You got matter and antimatter, or matter and consciousness is better to say. You got matter, which is the physical, and you got consciousness, which is the non-physical, and it just goes back and forth. We use our consciousness to make everything else happen. And I'm gonna just keep scrolling through these quotes so that you can see them. A soul is not something you have, it's what you are. There's no need to justify your existence. You don't have to justify yourself. Being is its own justification. That's freeing, because when we first get here, you think you gotta justify yourself. You think you gotta work hard to earn. You think you gotta prove and all that shit. And yeah, that's cool and all that. But you don't want to think that that's your entire measurement of value, because then you lose your value to these things in the outside world. And when you lose your value to these things in the outside world, those things can get taken. And then what? Right? Right? True spirituality is of joy. I fuck with that. I fuck with that. True spirituality should be making you feel good in your days. Because what else are we really trying to do with our spirituality besides feel like we're connected to something bigger? Feel special to the all power that has brought us here and given us our own perspective. I'm gonna keep on scrolling. Reality limits. Don't limit your reality to your present experience. There's more. You're allowed to really just think about what you want, even if it's not here, and you'll start to see pieces of it, and then your world will transform. This is a cool one. So something about an experiment that will transform your world. If you will, play with this idea that you create your own reality according to the nature of your beliefs, and that all existence is blessed, and that evil doesn't exist. If all those ideas were followed individually and collectively, then the evidence of the physical senses would find no contradiction. I like that idea because, if you give your attention to what you don't like, then you're feeding it. I pretty much just said that. But if you can give your attention to wholesome ideas, then you feed that. So release those beliefs that are making you feel bad. We're gonna keep scrolling through these quotes, trying to look for the next one. Something about telepathy. That's alright. Not really too worried about telepathy, to be honest. I'm just trying to, we just want reminders of living that good life, some dream dimensions. I fuck with dream dimensions. That shit's pretty cool. You literally do it every night. And, sometimes you be getting dreams that's just wild. Like, but they set you up the right way sometimes. Just, looking for that next quote that really catches my eye. I like this one. Be careful of the God you choose because you will reinforce each other. That's real, bro. Be careful of the gods you choose because they will reinforce each other, right? So, like, if you got a God that's vengeful and hateful and spiteful and judgmental, what do you think you're going to become? If you got a God who's loving and caring and kind, how do you think that'll affect you? And how do you think that affects the person? And as we could tell, the realest parts are like, just the fact that we've been given the ability to, sorry, my shit is tweaking, bro. My shit just started tweaking all of a sudden. Now we good. Yeah, no, like I was saying, pick your God wisely. And like what we really want is we just want that knowing that like that God force is on our side type shit. And you will get that the more and more that you just focus on the ideas that allow it to be on your side. You dig? And with that, I'm gonna catch you in the next one, dog. Peace.